CES. I am thrilled to be here for what is going to be an incredibly fun pitch competition this afternoon. My name is Steve Ewell. I'm the Executive Director of the Consumer Technology Association Foundation. We are the charitable foundation of CTA, the organization that puts together CES, and we're focused on how technology can help older adults and people with disabilities. We've had some incredible programs already this week. But I'll admit, this is probably one of my favorite activities that we do every year because it's an opportunity to hear from some really incredible innovators that are doing work related to our mission. And of course, because it's CES this year, we're doing AI. So we're going to hear from a number of different AI-related companies that are using technology to improve the lives of older adults and people with disabilities. So we have a great set of companies that are pitching here today. And with that, we've got some really incredible awards that we're going to be able to give out. You're going to hear from a set of judges here very shortly. But the overall winner today that will be selected is going to get $10,000. They're going to get a chance to be interviewed by Startup of the Year podcast. They're going to get a video created for them by BBC Storyworks and promotion and other networking opportunities. But it's not just one award. We're going to have a couple other awards that we're going to give as well. This year we're adding a runner-up award. I'll admit this is mostly bragging rights, but we're going to give you also a chance to really come up, be promoted, be highlighted because, you know, there's just I don't know how the judges are going to pick from the 9 companies, and I want to recognize as many as we can. But we're also not just going to have the incredible judges that you'll hear from. All of you get to be judges as well. So we're going to have an audience choice. The winner of the audience choice is going to get $2,000. They're going to get continued promotion, networking opportunities. I'll throw in some bragging rights there as well. So I think it's going to be incredible to recognize 3 of the 9 companies here today. None of this would be possible without the support of our sponsors for this event. So I do want to just express my extreme gratitude to our presenting sponsor, Next50 Foundation out of Denver, and to our partner sponsor, Canon USA. We are very pleased to have Canon's support again this year, as well as Next50's continued support. So these are 2 companies that have been involved with us for several years, involved with this event for several years. With that, I do want to bring up our presenting sponsor's CEO, Peter Kaldis, to just share a couple words about the work that Next50 is doing.
Thank you, Steve. Hello, everyone. My name is Peter Kaldis. I think we can all agree that getting old in this country is very expensive. And so at Next50, what we're trying to do is change that. And we're trying to do that by creating a world that values aging. And you can't value aging unless you, we think, do a couple of things. First, you have to end ageism. Ageism is rampant. 2, you have to support aging in place, letting people live where they want to live as they age. And finally, which is relevant to CES, you can't value aging unless you advance digital equity. And so we are here as a presenting sponsor to support companies and startups that have really great ideas in AI, because we think AI could help our grantees, our community-based organizations, do their work more efficiently. So to every startup that's out there, we encourage you to reach out to your community-based organizations and partner with them. They're going to be a great asset to you, a new distribution channel. We're talking about a nonprofit marketplace that's valued at $2 trillion. So we hope you take advantage of it. Enjoy the pitch competition, and congratulations.
All right, thank you, Peter. It's always a thrill to work with you. All right, as I said, there's a little audience participation that we need. We're hoping that all of you get a chance to vote and help us select the audience choice winner. So I'm actually, normally at events, we say put your phones away. We're actually going to ask you to pull your phones out. If you can go to slido.com, it's SLIDO.com, or there's a QR code that you might be able to get on one of the screens or on your seats. For those of you that were in the seats, there were instructions on there. If you went to the website, type in CTAF CES as the code, and that will get you in to the voting. And here very shortly we'll be pulling up that very first question. So the very first question is, I want to get a sense of who's here in the audience. Who's here listening to us today? So if you would click the options that describe you. What best categorizes you amongst the options in the poll? This will give us a chance to see how this goes, test it out. Now, that's not how it's going to be when the companies are pitching. So when the companies are pitching, essentially what you'll get is an option that will ask on a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being a low score, 10 being a high score, how well did they do their pitch using AI to address the needs of older adults and people with disabilities. So, all right, we will move past the polling, but we'll continue to share this as we go through, so there will be opportunities for us to get you all engaged as we keep going. And I always love seeing what the difference is between the audience choice and the judges that we have up here. But with that, we've got some incredible judges who are going to be introduced by our MC for this contest today. It's my pleasure to introduce our MC. He's someone I've had the chance to work with for numerous years across various startup events, including this one over the years. He is the co-founder and co-CEO of Established. He is also the host of the Startup of the Year podcast, as well as the Somewhat Frank podcast. And he is also the managing partner of Established Ventures. So I can't think of someone better to come host us today than Frank Gruber.
All right. Thank you so much. How are we doing today? Feeling good? All right, great. Thank you, Steve. Thank you, CTA Foundation. Thank you to our sponsors again. It makes it possible to hear today. We've got a great crowd. Thank you for coming out and doing this at 2 o'clock with me. If you're on the East Coast, it's more like 5, so we're going to have to fire you up a little bit. But I'm really excited about this pitch competition because I got a chance to talk to all these companies and help them with their pitches and do some pitch coaching before the event. And they're phenomenal. It's really, it makes me really proud of like what innovators are doing in this country and what we can do to obviously help solve these problems of leveraging AI. So really excited about that. What I'm really looking forward to though is, and hopeful for, and I don't know if we'll solve it today, but with AI, for example, and these problems, you know, we've got all these devices on. I've got 3 devices tracking me right now on my body, and probably others as well that I don't even know about. And so what's really cool about that when you leverage AI is, we've all done about 20,000 steps each day here, right? So when we get done with those 20,000 steps, though, my concern is I still end up somehow at the Venetian in the canal shops at the gelato shop. So I don't know, if we can get AI to help me solve that problem, that would be fantastic. It's just, maybe that's just a little bit good, maybe a little bit more manpower here or whatever it is. But anyway, so on a more serious note, by 2030, AI actually could help solve 50%, see a 50% reduction in diseases, and obviously that's what I'm looking forward to. Maybe it could help me along the way. Hopefully I don't get diabetes, but if I keep going to the ice cream shop, I will. So to that note, this is why I'm excited. There's things here that are going to help us live longer and stronger and obviously age better. So really excited about the companies. I'm going to introduce our panel here. They're going to come sit over here, and then they're going to give a quick kind of reverse pitch about what they're up to. If I could get the slides back. So I'd like to introduce our judges. First off, we got Sarah Thomas. She's a CEO and venture partner at Delight by Design, Age Tech Capital, and Mezcal. She's got a cheering crew over here, it looks like, so that's cool. And then also, secondly, we've got Ashley Trick. She's a general partner at Kismet Capital. Welcome, Ashley. Last but not least, we have Todd Heim. He's the director of seed funding for the National Institute of Health. NIH. Excited to have you here as well. Todd. All right, so let's just go down the line. You all have a microphone. We're going to get used to using it here because I think you have to hold it up pretty close. So let's start here and go kind of down the line. Give us your reverse pitch, 30 seconds to a minute, so everyone knows like what you're about and what you're looking for.
Sure, I'll be quick. I'm Sarah Thomas, and I'm really excited today for these pitches. I'm with Age Tech Capital, and always focus on advising and investing in wonderful solutions that are solving the greatest challenges in the world around aging. So I'm looking forward to seeing the pitches today.
All right, next up, Ashley.
Hi guys, I'm Ashley Trick. I'm the founder of Kismet Capital, investing in emerging technologies with a big AI focus. Anywhere pre-seed, seed, A round. So yeah, hit me up.
All right, great.
And hello, Todd Heim. I'm the Senior Innovation Lead at the National Institute on Aging, part of NIH. And we run a $150 million a year in non-dilutive seed funding to startups that are developing technologies enhancing the health and care of older adults.
Fantastic. All right, so let's hear it for the judges. We've got a good group here. And now we're going to kind of give you the lowdown. I don't know if you heard this already or not, but it's going to be a 3-minute pitch for each startup. We've got nine startups all leveraging AI to help with solve these problems. And we're basically going to then get 2 minutes of Q&A with our fine judges here, and then they're going to tabulate. You're going to tabulate. You're going to get your phone out. If you did Slido, you already figured out how to use it. And then you basically also took it out right now and took a picture of all of us so that my mom knows that I'm actually doing something with my life. So if everyone could just take their photo out, please. Take a photo for mom. Post it wherever you like. Hashtag CES 2025, Frank's mom. All right, thank you. All right, so there we go. All right, so here we go. We're gonna start, but one more thing I forgot. It's actually really hard. It's really hard to get up here and talk to people on stage, especially when you've got 4 million people in the background that are just doing their thing and don't even know. Not you guys in the background. I'm talking about like the actual expo. So it's really hard to get up here, especially to go first. First is the worst, right? To go, be able to pitch. It's the best if you're winning, but not if you're the first pitcher. But basically what I want to do is practice. Practice is important. These guys practice their pitch. We're going to practice our cheering for these amazing startups. So let's pretend I have a company called Somewhat Frank. And I come up here and I'm like, I'm going to introduce myself. Next up, we've got Frank Gruber. He lives out in Maine and he's got Somewhat Frank. And what are you going to do? Okay. Marginally good. Marginally good. I've seen better. Let's do it again. All right, we've got Frank Gruber. He's coming all the way from Maine, which is very far and very cold right now. From Somewhat Frank. All right, that's better. That's better. And if you really want to try, let's just do one more just to get our energy going. I know there's some East Coasters here. Probably need to get a little bit of movement if you want. If you'd like to stand up and give me a standing ovation, that would be fantastic because I'm going to have one of my team members take a picture of that and tell everyone I got a standing ovation. So ready? 1, 2, 3. Frank Gruber coming from Maine, and he's got Somewhat Frank. Let's see it. All right. All right. All right. That was good. All right. I don't want to wear you out. We've got a lot of cheering to do today. So, all right. Next up, our first company is actually coming not from Maine. They're coming from Canada, Toronto. We've got Hamid Nori, he's coming from Before Health Intelligence, and he's going to come up here in 1 second. I'm going to give him you got it? You got a clicker, and you got a mic, and he is first, and we're ready to go. So you're ready to go. You've got 3 minutes. Let's go. Let's give it to the audience. Let's hear him.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much, and good afternoon, everyone. I'm Hamid Nori with Before Health Intelligence, and I'm introducing to you AntStrike, a mobile application for preventive, just-in-time warnings for stroke and heart attack. Every 30 seconds, a person in United States is suffering from a heart attack or a stroke, and the number of people suffering from these conditions over the past 30 years has increased by 93%. Now, while modern medicine is perfectly capable of generally assessing the risks of these disorders, it is not yet capable of accurately determining the time point of this critical event. And this is exactly where AntStrike plays its main role. It provides a real-time risk calculation and health advices for people at risk, and it is comprised of 2 AI layers. A static AI core that is based and trained on data from approximately 125,000 individuals, and a dynamic AI core that uses real-time sensor measurements from commercially available smartwatches and has been trained on approximately 130 billion data points that our team has collected over the past. The main advantages of our technology are, on the one side, it's very strong predictive power with respect to the timing of these catastrophic events. Two, it actually does not rely on expensive hospital equipment. And three, it monitors and processes the data passively, so it does not interrupt your daily life and habits. In order to achieve these goals, we actually formed an extraordinary team of entrepreneurs, medical doctors, and scientists that collectively bring over 100 years of experience to the table. Now, there are 550 million people globally affected by these diseases. This essentially means that there are 550 million potential users and beneficiaries of our technology that we initially intended to bring to the market as a B2C with an ad-based model. However, in recent time, we are receiving major traction from larger tech companies that are interested in integrating our technology into their existing platforms. It is very appealing to us to look into this B2B model right now. Last but not least, accuracy matters most when you are dealing with a very vulnerable population. And we are talking about that right now. So to this end, we are conducting, or in process of conducting, a large-scale clinical study with Stanford Medical School to address any remaining questions with respect to accuracy and also safety of our application. And we are targeting an FDA approval this year. With this, I thank you very much for your attention, and please feel free to come to our booth if you are interested in knowing more about our technology.
Fantastic. He even had 2 seconds left. That's amazing. Great job. Way to use that clock. All right, first question. Who's going to fire it?
So you are having a clinical trial now, but I'm sure you have some data collected. What do you have for either studies or white papers, any results?
Is it? Okay.
There we go.
No,
There
it
we
is back. Sorry. So those 130 billion data points that I mentioned, they were all collected by us. And we follow the process similar to pharmaceutical industry does. So we conducted animal studies first, then retrospective human studies, and now we are doing real-time people wearing the watches in medium to high risk of cardiovascular events, and we are monitoring them while they are outpatients in the Californian area close to Stanford. And the advantage there is that we can compare the true positives with the actual events. But what we are caring more about right now is actually the false positive rates. The interesting aspects here is that, particularly with this type of diseases, if you by mistake send them to the hospital, the psychological effects are huge. So we are trying to address that as well through this study. So this study is not only to show how accurate it is, but also is teaching us how to make it much better for the convenience, but also for the well-being of its users.
And can you talk more about how it fits into the care paradigm? So you mentioned something just now about hospitals. So someone gets an alert from the device, and then what happens next? Does it go to provider? Do they just go to the ER? How does that work?
Well, that's an excellent question. This app will never replace a medical doctor. The data that is coming from smartwatches, the smartwatches are non-calibrated machines. They are not medical devices per se, so one shouldn't over-exaggerate what it can do. It is a risk stratification strategy, and it is meant to notify the users of the application to go to the doctors and seek professional help. And so far what we have managed to do is that around 3 to 4 days prior to that event happening, prior to a catastrophic event happening, it informs you and it asks you to contact your doctor. Now it is up to you to do it or not.
And that is your time. You did fantastic. Great questions, great company, great job. Way to go first. Let's hear it. All right. Good job, audience. All right, so judges, now you got a chance to score. Audience, you can also score. Go to that app on Slido, and you can pick you can actually rate that company right now. It's on the screen. If you haven't done it yet, you can go click that QR code on your phone and do that judging right now. So everyone's judging. Hopefully you're not judging me, judging all the other people. That's why we did that, so you don't have to judge me. All right, so while you're doing that, we're going to get ready for our next company. But what I wanted to mention is a little fun fact. Did you know the CTA Foundation started in 2012, and they started with funding a senior center. And obviously that was quite a few years ago now, and have funded a lot of different projects since then. And this is our 7th pitch competition funding startup. So let's hear it for CTA Foundation with the work they're doing. All right. How are we doing? Everyone get their scores in? Are we good? You feeling good? We feeling good? Okay. Okay. All right, next company is coming from San Jose, California. Rajiv Ramnath. He's actually from a company called Blueberry Technology. Let's hear it for Blueberry Technology.
Tell me when. Go? All right. Hi, my name is Rajiv Ramnath. I'm the founder of Blueberry Technology. We all have seen someone with limited mobility struggle with mobility services in an airport, be it a parent, a grandparent, a friend, or even a stranger. Their experiences are, I'm not showing the right slide, goodness. There we go. Their experiences are transactional, impersonal, and highly unpredictable. We are a rapidly aging population with over a quarter of the elderly struggling with mobility challenges. Combined with the rapid growth in the elderly population, airports continue to use a one-person pushing one-person business model. Guess what that results in? Extended wait times, tired passengers, all worsened by extreme labor shortages. That's where we come in. Here's BBGO. You can see it right here in front of you. A customer-centric design for a personal mobility vehicle that seamlessly combines autonomous mobility with the ability to use a joystick or to use the vehicle in push mode, depending on what your comfort level is. Whoa. Designed with customer freedom in mind, our product has delivered a 98.4% customer satisfaction rate in pilots, and at the same time saved significant money for the operators in the various airports simply by increasing the personnel to vehicle ratio. We've chosen airports as a beachhead, partly because it's a very well-defined use case. We know what the customer wants to do. We know what the end goal is for the operators, and there are about 4 operators that essentially control about 75% of the service space. So the streamlining of the sales process is really straightforward. And now it's not a leap of faith to imagine what other verticals we can start serving where you are challenged by this personnel to vehicle ratio. Elder care centers, hospitals, so on and so forth. We have an extremely experienced leadership team spanning experience over many decades. We have what it takes to scale BBGO and take it to production. We've done pilots all over the country, from San Jose to Pittsburgh. We have multiple patents issued. We have launched in Savannah, Georgia. So next time you're there, check it out. And we've even been awarded the Eureka Park Accessibility Contest Award. We are raising $4 million in seed capital to scale our pilots, grow our fleet, and essentially grow, develop more products. This will help us get more mature as we expand multiple pilots simultaneously. We've taken it around the world, around the country, I should say, and the only thing I can say is the independence we provide is seen by the smiles on their faces.
All right.
And that's time.
Great job. Fantastic. Blueberry Technologies. Nice work. All right, so they're going to ask you questions now. Who's going to go first? Ashley.
All right. I wanted to see, could you dig in a little bit further about the team, your background, their background?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Let me go back a bit. So we are essentially relatively experienced people, worked at multiple Fortune 500 companies, Fortune 10 companies in some cases. We've launched hundreds of products over our careers, hardware and software. Lived a lot of time in China, manufacturing, and Taiwan and Korea and Japan, so on and so forth. Multiple patents. So we know what it takes to actually manufacture a consumer-facing product. Something that solves a B2B problem and a B2C problem. Does that answer your question?
That'll do it, yep.
Thank you.
I'm an occupational therapist by clinical background, so my question is about usability, and just wondering, especially in Georgia, for instance, how are people learning this when they get off a plane or when they arrive? How are you teaching?
So the beauty about Savannah, Georgia is the services are provided by an agency called the Savannah Airport Commission. They're amazing. Their staff actually knows what it takes to provide good customer service, even if it comes at the cost of spending more time or more money. So even if you run at a loss, provide customer service. They prioritize customer service. So they have agents at the mobility desk who onboard passengers. They get passengers going on this. And at least for the first couple of weeks, they were escorting the passengers to make sure nothing went wrong. They escort them through TSA, and once you're through TSA, on your own. Enjoy your time at the airport. That's their mantra.
So just to follow up on that, so literally these devices end up at the terminal, or you don't even have to do anything. Is that correct?
You scan your boarding pass. You determine if you need to use a restroom or a restaurant, if it's an urgent need or not, where you want to eat. Select your journey and off you go. As you're going through your journey, you don't like the autonomy because I hate technology, use a joystick.
Got it.
There's safeguards around it. You won't bump into anyone, you won't go downstairs, you won't go down escalators and so on.
And I see it has a light, so that's helpful.
It does.
Yes. Okay, great. Any other questions? Do we have any other questions? All right, great job. Fantastic. Let's hear it for Blueberry Technologies. Nice work. All right, so we've done this before. We're going to score again. We've got the judges scoring. We've got the audience scoring. And while we're scoring, I'll try to share some more fun facts for you. We're going to put our future hats on like it's 2030. We're going to go into the future. Not too far in the future, only 5 years. And in 5 years, by leveraging the advancements in AI are going to continue. If that happens the way we think it is, our life expectancy could improve by 5 years. So we could all get an additional 5 years. So that's pretty awesome. The work that these innovators are doing and the work that other innovators around the country are doing could improve our life expectancy, which is pretty great. And I saw Tom Brady was here yesterday. I mean, how many people got to see Tom Brady? It's pretty awesome, right? Guy doesn't age. Like, he looks like younger every time I see him. But we haven't told him about this life expectancy thing yet because I think people are concerned that he might join an NFL team like tomorrow and try to win the Super Bowl this year. So we're keeping it kind of on the down low. So do not tell Tom Brady if you see him, okay? So that's going to be our little secret. All right, so are we ready for our next company? All right. So next up, coming from Little Silver, New Jersey, we've got Amanda. Oh, yeah, it is Amanda. Okay. Amanda, she's going to be talking about her company, Eluplan. All right, let's hear it for Eluplan. Let's hear it.
Thank you, guys. How are you? Am I talking close enough to the mic?
Yes, you are.
Told to talk. Okay. So when I think about accessibility, I think about this guy, my brother Liam. He is 27 and autistic, and he is the driving force behind Eluplan and so much more. So what does accessibility look like for Liam? It's a lot of things, but it really all boils down to one: quality of life. And what gives Liam the best chance at a quality life? Data. I know, probably not the answer you're expecting, but hear me out. Data is the undercurrent of everything we do. Good data enhances life, bad data causes harm. Mixed medication, irreparable harm. Overlook an allergy, massive ramifications. What about hobbies, interests, relationships? 10 years ago, Liam had to live in a group home for reasons I can't get into today, but it was a really hard year for our family and most of all for Liam. When he was away that year, no one knew him. No one knew what made him him. They didn't know that he loved SNL and Weird Al and the Muppets. They didn't know that when he sang, "I don't want to live on the moon," it was because he was sad and lonely and just wanted to be home. Let's be honest, humans are not computers, and it's time we start leaning into technology in the ways that matter most. That's where Eluplan comes in. We methodically extract the critical information buried in documents, emails, and forms, the scattered thoughts in your brains, post-it notes, and group texts, and we turn that chaos into a centralized, hyper-intelligent brain, a unified, searchable brain built for better care and advocacy. Here's how we do it. Eluplan is hyper-searchable. We enable our users to extract and use information in a way that gives highly tailored insights. We are hyper-secure. We encrypt our data within the app for unmatched device-level protection. And we have a zero data retention BAA with OpenAI, which reinforces our commitment to privacy and differentiates us from our peers. Elliplan is on demand. Our knowledge base covers over 100 diagnoses in the entire lifespan from birth to death. Elliplan is collaborative and shareable. No more repeating yourself. Everyone involved in care gets the information they need when they need it, whether you're caring for yourself, an aging parent, a child, or a sibling. Elliplan isn't just organized. We optimize. We offer an accessible, intuitive platform, purpose-built for all people. We're going to market. I have to tell you, this clock started soon, so I'm not going over, but it did cut off. It did start earlier. So we have a D2C and B2B channels. We are in market with D2C, and we have signed contracts with our B2B partners. Our team is awesome. Ask me more about it if you want. And Elliplan doesn't just improve care. We transform lives and give every person the chance to be truly known, supported, and empowered to thrive. Thank you.
All right, next up, what are the questions we have? Who wants to go first?
So I would love to know just the form factor that it's delivered to personalize that care. So there's a lot of different settings, a lot of data endpoints, but tell me the experience.
How do you create the human brain, basically?
Yeah, so two ways.
How it's created. I want to know how it's delivered.
How it's delivered. So once a user inputs that data, our knowledge base acts like a personalized Google for care. And basically you ask any question you want, from what is Liam's blood type, to what are his OCD triggers, to what happens when he has a panic attack, to who is his awesome sister at CES. You can ask those questions and we'll give you the answer.
Great question. Who's up next? Who's got a question?
Yeah, so this is a space where we funded a lot of different companies. I think you're crossing both a care coordination and a kind of life story. So can you talk a little bit about, what is that competitive advantage? There's a lot of companies in this area. What makes you different?
So what makes us different is that we are purely tech. There's a lot of companies out there that are both services and tech, and this might be contrary opinion, but I don't believe you can be both as an early stage startup. I think you have to choose a lane. We've chosen tech, and we are obsessed with creating secure, accurate, AI-driven, safe technology to support care coordination and partner with the service organizations that are providing that boots on the ground care.
Maybe you can elaborate on the team a little bit more since we were there.
So I'm Amanda Lukoff. I'm a lawyer by training. I call myself a recovering lawyer. My partner, Zach, is in the back. He's a CTO, full stack engineer. Everything you saw behind me, Zach built himself. We are 100% in-house developed. Zach and I worked together with our project manager at a former startup years ago. So we've been together for about 4 or 5 years. We know what doesn't work. We've seen a company that failed, and we're driven to create a better solution for the market.
Any integration with EHRs or any other data pools?
Yeah, that's our big focus. Whoa, sorry guys. That's our big focus for 2025. We're in discovery with a few different EHR companies to be able to document, parse, and extract that data and use our safe AI to deliver that care.
All right, let's hear it.
Thank you guys.
Elliplan. Great job. All right, so you're going to judge again. We're all judging right now. Get those little fingers going on the phones. All the judges are thinking over here. While they're thinking, let's go back to 2030, or forward to 2030. And actually on the same kind of theme, actually, AI-powered mental health tools are actually going to help everybody with providing 24/7 support for things like we just saw, like managing stress, anxiety, depression. And so that's something to look forward to, all within the next 5 years. So really a lot of great innovations happening and a lot of great companies doing it. So look like we're still scribbling a little bit vigorously here. All right, we ready to roll? We got the next, one more second? All right, 25 seconds, okay. By show of hands, has anybody seen any really great AI companies this week, besides the ones that pitched? Yeah? All right, shout out a thing you've seen that we should go check out. Your company. Go see his company. Yes, it's called Yes. No, it's not called Yes. All right, go talk to him afterwards, I guess. All right, so next up. Are we ready? All right, come on up. All right. Let's welcome to the stage from Dover, Delaware, Robert Quinn with Make Sense Technology. Let's hear it.
So, 2 years ago, I invested my life savings to start Make Sense. We've since developed what is by far the most effective blind wayfinding technology in the world, and this year we're bringing it to market. For a blind person, mobility is by far the greatest challenge to quality of life. Guide canes, we've all seen these, are simple and reliable, but they don't tell you where to go. Google Maps is a fantastic help, but it's not precise enough to keep you on a sidewalk or safely cross you over a road. And there are myriad smart devices out there that are available on the market, but they just don't work, so people don't use them. Really, the only effective solution that's available is a guide dog. But guide dogs are so expensive to train that only a tiny fraction of people that are blind have access to them. So what now? Well, we have a great solution to this problem. We've developed a handheld device that can guide a person through space more efficiently than ever before. Formal trials have proven that this interface, this new human-machine interface, is able to communicate a direction to a blind person almost as efficiently as sight. We published in Nature last month, and with this breakthrough, we're able to leverage the latest advancements in computer vision and AI like never before, to great effect. We've cracked a long-standing problem in blind wayfinding, and the market potential for this is enormous. But you don't have to take my word for it that the market actually wants and needs this. This is one of the world's biggest distributors of assistive technology. He's personally invested in Make Sense, the CEO of the company. He said that in his 20-year career, he's never seen a device or product in this market more likely to succeed than this one. Customers are saying they'll buy the product, and even competitors are recognizing this as an immeasurable advance beyond what can be done with just a smartphone alone. I've assembled a ridiculously talented team of engineers, scientists, business strategists. I am by far the dumbest person on my own team. We have world-leading expertise, robotic and machine learning lecturers, and one of the guys on the team got the highest high school grades in the whole of South Africa. So we've come all this way with only $300,000 of pre-seed investment. And we published in Nature, done a trial, and still had more than 100,000 of that left over. We've just raised $3.5 million of seed capital in the past couple of months, and what we're going to do with this money is almost unimaginable. We are going to utterly transform blind mobility. 10 years' time, you're going to see blind people walking around through space as if they're with a sighted human chaperone. This is not a guide dog, it's a sighted human chaperone. That's what AI can do for the blind through this technology. So, do come and see me. We've got demonstrators at our booth, 62039, and I can quite assure you that once you walk blindfolded from the Venetian Hotel to Treasure Island, any skepticism that you have will vanish. Wow. Thank you.
Wow. Congrats. That's great pitch. All right. So let's hear it for, Makes Sense. And that's the device. This is the device. So I've never held it in person. I've seen videos. It's really interesting. It's light. Okay. All right. Questions. Does anybody want to feel it or see it?
I'd love to hear about your go-to-market strategy.
Okay. In the USA, the go-to-market strategy is predominantly based around these reimbursement pathways that are available for people that are blind. The most lucrative of which is the Veterans Association, which provides practically zero friction access to pretty much any assistive technology that's required by a veteran that's been blinded by war or blinded by any other reason, so long as they've served in the military at some point. In the UK, we have a distribution agreement with the largest distributor. It's already agreed to take the first batch of devices off of us. Internationally, outside of America, the biggest distributor in the world is called Humanware, and we're in negotiations with them to distribute internationally right now.
Maybe you could speak more to how does it actually work? Is it connected to a phone? Is it laser? How does it work?
So basically, the way it works is... Hold that a sec, please. Yep. Thanks. A blind person that's using the device will wear an iPhone on a lanyard like this. The camera is facing forwards. We're using augmented reality and computer vision from the augmented reality development kit from the iPhone. and we're fusing that input with some very expensive sensors that are inside this device. So a very highly precise GPS chip, very highly precise GPS antenna. The antenna alone costs $200. It can get you down to around a centimeter of accuracy in good conditions. Wow. But with the sensor fusion we're doing, it's kind of some of the most advanced sensor fusion in the whole world. We're working with the leading experts in this field.
Cost of the device?
Cost, so we are looking to retail for about $3,000, which when you compare that with a guide dog costs about $70,000 to train and retires after 7 years.
All right.
So
let's hear it. Great job. Let's hear it from Make Sense Technology.
thank you.
All right. Here, got some things. Take this. Hand that back to Simon. All right, thanks so much. All right, now we're going to judge. We're going to judge. Everyone get their votes in. All right, that's really interesting. Really interesting technology. I don't know if I'm going to do it, though. I would like to try it, but I don't know. Yeah, watch me. Yeah. All right. All right, so we're talking about mobility. That's a mobility solution, right? So AI mobility solutions in 2030, so not very far off. They're going to, obviously be able to allow both folks that have disabilities as well as seniors, move more freely. Things like what we just saw a second ago. So, I mean, we're looking at this kind of stuff happening right now in front of us. So it's pretty exciting for anybody that's obviously anyone aging, but also anyone with a disability that might leverage these tools. So really cool. All right, so I think the only one who's going to be upset is the guide dogs with that one, but we'll find some. Well, they can do other things. All right, so let's actually, we're going to take a round of applause for those great first 4 startups, and then we're going to do a little bit of an award here. All right, Steve, I'm going to welcome Steve Buell back up to the stage here for the award. Come on.
Absolutely, Frank. So thrilled to see these 4 so far. We're about halfway through. I can't wait to see the second half as well. It's going to continue to get better and better. So very excited. I look forward to also seeing the audience votes that are going on. But we're going to take a very, very brief intermission here to offer up an award that's very meaningful to the CTA Foundation. So to announce that award is someone who I'm really thrilled to have here today. She is the co-founder and chair of ICE Mobility. She is a member of the Consumer Technology Hall of Fame. She is also, I think most importantly, a past chair of the CTA Foundation. And with that, I'm thrilled to bring up Denise Gibson.
Thank you so much, Steve. Good afternoon. You're here for quite the event, and isn't it great seeing all of these great pitches? It is a significant honor for me to stand here, and I'm standing here on behalf of John and Jane Shalom, who are here in the front row. In 1960, John Shalom started AudioVox, which has since become Vox International. Also happened to be the year that I was born. So we can talk about the degree of longevity John has had in this industry. And as we know, in the fast-paced world of technology, to have a company that has had the longevity of Vox International is really quite a challenge and quite an accomplishment, John. John was one of the early members and initiators of the Consumer Technology Association way back in the day. And he didn't stop innovating there. It is because of John Shalom and his leadership in the association and his concept to start a foundation that the CTA Foundation exists today. And it is an incredible organization, and you can see as you witness here the work that is being done to address isolation in those that have the greatest need. A few years ago, an award was formed called the Jane and John Shalom Foundation Award, and the award is recognizing the great work that John and Jane have done in multiple efforts to help individuals that are dealing with isolation, and of course in their leadership of forming this cause at CTA. I'm very humbled and honored to stand on stage today so that I can present on their behalf this year's award recipient. And we're very pleased to provide that award this year. This year, the award goes to the Meals on Wheels America organization. Meals on Wheels has taken their vast network of food delivery, and they have piggybacked upon that various types of technology to leverage in that network to further assist those that they are visiting in helping with matters of isolation and loneliness. It's a great honor for the foundation to present this award to them. And again, John and Jane, thank you.
Well, and unfortunately, the weather on the East Coast has prevented Meals on Wheels from being here today. But they sent their extreme regret for missing this, but their really extreme appreciation for receiving this award. So I am filling in for them as someone who has had the opportunity to work with Meals on Wheels America, and we will make sure to provide this award to them when we're back in Washington, D.C. But they do want to thank everyone who was involved, obviously John and Jane, but also the judges that were involved with evaluating the entries this year. We had some really incredible options to choose from, and I can't wait to see more entries in this space. So thank you once again, and thank you on behalf of Meals on Wheels America.
Thank you. All right. That's fantastic. Oh, Mother Nature always has its way. That's a bummer, but congratulations, Meals on Wheels. Hopefully we can get that award to them safely. It does look very fragile. All right, so let's get back to the program here. Are we ready? We're ready to go here in a second. All the way from Phoenix, which isn't too far. You can actually drive there in about 5 hours, but you can also fly. You could walk. You could hitchhike. You could do a lot of different things, but he, I think, took a plane. From Phoenix, Arizona, we've got Jacob Lester, and he's got My Health. Let's hear it for My Health.
Thank you, and good afternoon. Each year, 42 million people die prematurely due to chronic conditions. And I almost lost my grandfather to one of them. But I think it's important to know that right now, 68 million Americans struggle with 2 or more chronic conditions. And it's noted that 75% of the current US healthcare spend is on reactive treatments for people with these chronic conditions. Yet, according to the CDC, 80% of these may be preventable. And if we can support this prevention, we may be able to cut the healthcare spend by a staggering $1 trillion annually. My name is Jacob Lester. I'm a business development executive at My Health, and I'm inspired to do something about these staggering statistics. This is why our team, along with our community, caregivers and people like my grandfather, have created the My Health platform. I'd love to introduce you to Jane, who was recently discharged from the hospital. Upon that discharge, he would go home with MyCube, our home hub, which collects 70 plus different acoustic, vitals, and activity data points each minute from integrated sensors from our partners, which Monica's AI engine converts into a 360-degree view of Jane's health and recovery. Carol, Jane's care manager, is able to view Monica's wisdom and insights on her dashboard and app and use them to tailor Jane's personalized preventative care plan to keep her safe at home. And Monica, acting as an extension of Carol and her team, proactively engages Jane in natural, meaningful, and empathetic conversations by voice from within MyCube. In short, Monica is a companion for Jane, but also a care co-pilot for Carol. Since we first launched commercially in the UK almost 2 years ago and recently here in the US, we've achieved $1.9 million in subscription B2B contracts from over 45 customers. These include large hospital systems, city social services, and private home care providers. In 2026, we plan to go B2C. In 1 year time, we plan to achieve a $4.6 million ARR. For one of our private home care providers, Sodexo, with Monica's support at home, we've been able to reduce the amount of emergency department days by 77%. We've reduced the cost of care by 53% and doubled staff capacity for new clients. but these wouldn't be possible without our team. My Health has an amazing team of 20, which includes computer and data scientists from prestigious institutions, as well as clinicians. Our founding team has 50 years of experience in healthcare, tech, and big data. And with their support, we are raising a $7 million pre-Series A. We are honored and excited to be here to meet every single one of you. And you can find us at a booth located within AARP upstairs. In the last 3 minutes that I've been speaking with you, 500 people have died prematurely due to chronic conditions. Our goal is to shrink this number as much as possible, but we can't do it alone, and we would love your support. Thank you for your time and attention.
All right, great job. Let's hear it. Now we've got some time for some questions. Who's got the first question for My Health? Jacob.
Does the Meek or MyCube, does it interact and integrate with other devices, sensors, type things in the home, and how does it do that?
Yes, so we have an on-suite of devices ourselves, room sensors, blood pressure cuffs, anything that's Bluetooth enabled can connect with Monica.
Do you install those sensors in addition to providing the cube?
Yes, they come in the package with MyCube, with Monica. They installed in rooms, and it allows us to help track health trends of the members.
What are the top health trends that you are capturing in those 70 different health points? What are you most impactful with?
Absolutely. So we do measure things across the physical, the psychological, and the psychosocial. So from wearables, from the sensors within the room, sleep, but we also specialize in what is called machine hearing. So we listen to the acoustics of your voice when you're talking with Monica, and also the sound of your gait, your footsteps when you're walking around the home to help determine some of these data points.
So I have a question. Whoa, that was loud. Sorry, guys. My question is around moving from being more B2B to more B2C. How do you see that happening for you in the future?
So currently we are B2B, and we plan on learning going from B2B to B to B2C so that we can learn from these businesses eventually as we grow and develop to be able to go B2C and support those who aren't part of these organizations.
And similar to a previous question I asked, can you talk about that kind of care paradigm? So the MyCube is collecting data, what happens?
Yeah, so we help support operational workflows with those. I'll use Sodexo as an example. So we're helping their care team with their operational workflow. So as Monica's within the home, they were receiving all that data onto a dashboard where they're able to get alerts and smart insights where they can go and support at the time of need.
All right. I think that's it. That's all the time we have for questions, all the time we have. Thank you so much. Let's hear from My Health. Great job. All right. Time to vote. We're voting. We're voting. All right. While we're voting, as you probably have expected with this theme now, we're going to go to 2030. And we're going to check, we're going to basically look ahead and what AI is doing and realize that things like, drug discovery is going to be revolutionized because there's going to be a reduction in the amount of time it takes to build and create new products. And it's going to go down from years to months. And so that could obviously really help speed up, and tackle age-related diseases, and like Alzheimer's, arthritis. My hips actually feel. I actually was going to stretch out. I forgot to do that beforehand. My hips kind of giving in a little bit. So hopefully in 5 years this will be help kind of replace this. It's all that running around CES. It's caused that probably. But so it's pretty interesting what's going to happen 2030. So we'll go on to our next company, but keep thinking about with that 5-year outlook. All right, so we're ready for our next company here. Coming all the way from Rochester, New York. He got out of the blizzard that was headed that direction, and we've got Yamilet Payano. Is that right? Payano. Oh, very close, very close. All right, and with SignSpeak. So let's hear for SignSpeak.
I can assume the majority of you guys did not understand what he just said. And what you just felt is what deaf and hard of hearing individuals do in their everyday life, from going to their local retail store all the way to their local bank. An important fact that we all need to understand about this community is that English is not their first language, it's American Sign Language. And it is actually two distinct languages. It has its own grammatical structure. And this does not only present a big societal problem, it also presents a huge business opportunity. As 50 million deaf and hard of hearing individuals are within the United States, that's about 14% of our population, with a 90 billion annual purchasing power. So this is a big population to capture. But not only is it a big business opportunity, the reality is that 100% of businesses must be accessible to this community under a plethora of sort of policy, whether that is the American with Disability Act and others. If we try to communicate with someone who's deaf and hard of hearing, you have three options. You can write or text back and forth, which is error-prone and slow. You could use TTY, which is extremely antiquated. When you go to the Las Vegas airport, try to find them, or you can have interpreters. But due to the interpreter shortage, many requests goes unfulfilled, and when they are, they can be sometimes cost prohibitive. And that's why I'm so excited to talk about SignSpeak. What we've built is a patent-pending sign language recognition technology that essentially translates sign language into voice and then take voice and translate it back into sign language using a human avatar. I know the person in the middle might look like a person, it's actually an avatar. And what makes us really unique is that we could do it from any device. Now, our value proposition is simple. We want to help organizations accelerate their revenue by attracting and retaining their deaf and hard of hearing individuals, whether it's client. Now, I have an amazing team, and we have done many things over the years, including we're generating revenue through our B2B2C licensing model. We have 3 patents in the space, but most importantly, we just partner with the fully certified VRS agency in the US, Convo Communication, and we're super excited to announce that here on stage today. And my ask really is make sure you vote so that we can get the audience aboard. But most importantly, if you know anyone who might need this, please pass our booth.
And it's on the screen, so check that out. Let's hear it. All right, first question. Who's going to ask the first question?
Okay, really simple, just make sure I understand. Is it two-way or one-way? So it's
Two-way communication.
It's two-way. So
Two ways.
it can both interpret the sign language to someone that, you know, based on voice and do the other direction as well.
Exactly. Yes.
Can you just explain the exact form factor? So is it through an app? Is it embedded in a service or screen? Or what is it like?
So essentially, we have 2 possible ways to deliver this to an institution. So we have an API, which essentially can be plugged in into anything. So now, for example, anything that is voice activated could be activated through sign language, for example. Or they can use that API and plug it into an existing platform or product. So that's usually how we've been selling it so far.
And I keep asking this question, but you two.
Oh, use the mic.
Oh, can you hear me now? There we go. All right.
Thank you.
Wanted to hear more about your background, the team's background. Break that down for me.
Fantastic. So Nico Kelly graduated at the National Technical Institute of the Deaf. He is deaf. He originally started the idea. He then recruited me and Nicholas Wilkins. I call them N Square. Nicholas Wilkins is not only an ex-Google CTO, but he's also / interpreter. So he's fluent in sign language. And then I come from the Dominican Republic, and if there's anything you need to know, is that if we think accessibility needs some help in the United States, abroad is even worse. So I had a deaf family member in the Dominican Republic, and essentially, because we weren't rich or lived in the capital, he didn't get access. So if technology can get us there, why not?
Can I?
What was it? What's the question? Pricing. What's the pricing?
Right, so usually we're doing a license model, and essentially the API is based on scope. So we can go as simple as a general shared tenancy to like you want your own tenancy, your own privacy policy, and those pricing are different. But usually we try to keep it at a pricing point of about $200 per license per month so that people can have access.
All right, I think that's all the time we have. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Great job. All right, take that off stage. We'll go next. Judges be judging. Audience be audiencing. By the way, I have to say, you are a great audience. I don't want you to stop being that, so please don't take that to heart yet. But great job being so attentive. Really helps make it easier to be up here talking to you all and obviously giving these pitches, as well as judging. I mean, you get to judge all these with the audience pick as well, so that's pretty exciting. One of these companies is going to get a couple $1,000s because of you, so that's pretty awesome. So great job. Let's keep up the good work. We're almost there. We're getting to that point. There's only a few more, so it's getting down to the wire here. So I'm excited about that, but how are we doing? We still judging? We're good? How's the audience? You still judging? Raise your hand if you're still judging. Okay, we got a few more of you. That's okay. It's okay. You got one over here. Okay, keep going. Keep going. Don't give up. You can do it. We're going to judge. All right. All right, so here we go. So we're almost at the next company here. Are you ready? All right, ready? All right, so he's coming up. It's our 7th company to join the stage. We've got all the way from Israel, Ron Ganat from Tuned. Let's hear it for Tuned.
Hi, everyone. I'm here to talk about a problem that the vast majority of the people in this crowd will suffer at some point, which is hearing loss. According to the World Health Organization, there are hundreds of millions of people across the world who suffer from hearing loss and require hearing rehabilitation. Only here in the US, we have 48 million Americans who suffer from hearing loss. That number is expected to rise as aging population. What's amazing is that only 1 in 7 Americans actually go and use hearing aids. And that's a major problem because untreated hearing loss is heavily correlated to other issues such as increased dementia and Alzheimer, risk of falling, social isolation, depression, etc. So this is where the problem becomes even worse. Why is people are not getting hearing aids beside the social stigma? And the reason is because acquiring hearing aids is immensely difficult, frustrating, and expensive. They cost thousands of dollars. They require multi-session with your audiologist, and you're completely dependent on their abilities with your clinical outcome. Any problem that you might have, you will have to go and see them again and again. This is where Tune comes in. We developed an AI audiology platform that interacts with hearing aid manufacturers to change completely the way that we are doing hearing aid rehabilitation. So we start with onboarding and hearing diagnostics. Then we introduce our AI self-service tools, giving our patients the ability to fine-tune their device according to their specific needs. We also have habit formation tools to help them overcome those obstacles in the first few days of weeks of use. Everything is being monitored and analytics in the background, so we get value information from our patient users. We do have remote support capabilities baked into the app, so if you do need that human touch, it's already there in the platform. Tune is commercially available already in the US. We are, of course, an FDA clear solution, and we already see very high satisfaction rate. We are also working with 3 manufacturers currently and expanding our portfolio. Our patent technology is our first AI hearing assistant. Basically, it's a chatbot that was trained by a group of audiologists, myself included, that can solve hundreds of cases, answer any questions that our patients might have, and help them with any issue that might rise in the first few days of week. We have a lot of other great features such as auditory training games, knowledge center, and remote support capabilities. Our business model works that we interact with hearing aid manufacturer. They pay us a service fee and an integration fee, which is a one-time fee for that software hardware integration. So to summarize, the Tune value proposition is that we make hearing aids much more affordable, easier to get, higher satisfaction rate, and a 24/7 support in the palm of your hand. Thank you.
All right. Great job, Tuned. Go ahead.
So you mentioned, are we on? Yeah. All right. So you mentioned self-service tools, but didn't really go into what those are. Could you break that down for me a bit?
So there was a slide there about our AI chatbot, which is what we like to call AI audiologist. Basically, it's a chatbot that you can interact either by voice or text. Any issue that you might have, any problem, you can speak to that chatbot and you understand native language and can actually solve that problem. So that's the first AI chatbot that has full integration into the hardware and can actually modify the acoustics of the device so you will get a better outcome.
Can you just describe the product a little bit more? So when someone uses your service, is it actually doing the audiology exam? Are they getting their own hardware and then you're just tuning it? Or do you have your own hardware? I think we're missing a little bit about the actual product.
So that's a great question. We are not manufacturing hearing aids. We don't want to manufacture. We work with the other manufacturers and brands. They would take the software from us, pay us a service fee for that, and go commercially with that product. So for example, as I showed, JVC is one of our partners. You can go online, order the JVC powered by Tune solution, and while you get the package delivered to your house, you unbox it. The first things you have to do is download the Tune app. Everything is being done through the Tune app.
So your business model is all B2B through the hearing aid companies.
Exactly, B2B2C.
Okay.
Any other questions? All right. That's it. All right, great job.
Thank you.
Let's hear it. Let's hear it for Tuned. Nice job. All right. We'll be judging. There's his booth if you want to go stop by and check out their technology. All right, and while you're judging, we're gonna talk about wearables in 2030. So AI empowered or enabled wearables are going to continuously monitor all of our vital signs. I told you earlier I have like 3 or 4 of them on right now, and what that's going to do is help real-time coaching, real-time proactive health, and will obviously allow us to age healthier. So that's pretty exciting stuff. So yeah, and if you're in the back, there are some open seats up here if you want to sit down. There's a few little seats in here and there, and I know a lot of you have been standing this entire time. So really appreciate you sticking around and waiting it out, and now you've got a seat potentially. All right, so we're almost at the next one, which is our 8th company. Okay. All right, are we ready? Our next company is actually coming from Southfield, Michigan. Jacob Lindbert is here, and he's going to talk about his company, VersaWare. So let's hear it for VersaWare.
Hi, guys. I apologize if I look ill. I'm recovering from food poisoning, so we're going to champion through it. But my name is Jacob Lindberg. I'm the co-founder and CEO of VersaWare, and we build embedded voice agents for nutrition and cooking. So 2 years ago, I met my co-founder in college playing Division I soccer, and at that level of sport, you have a nutritionist that gives you a nutrition regimen of what you need to eat for optimal athletic performance. If anyone here has ever tried to track their nutrition or simply looked in their fridge figuring out what they can eat, there's a lot of friction involved with figuring out a solution for that. So we built Versa. Oh, geez, this isn't working. Oh, okay. We built Versa, which... go back. We built Versa, which is the world's first embedded conversational AI designed for nutrition and cooking, which our users refer to as the Alexa for nutrition and cooking. Unlike Alexa and Siri, however, Versa is trained on a universal data structure that it understands. And it can do anything from generating you a meal plan in real time, to generating you a shopping list, to logging nutrition for you, to finding you a recipe you can make with what you have, to even walking you through building that recipe, all hands-free. What really makes it better than these other models, though, from a technical level, is really 4 main engineering breakthroughs in local Fourier transform processing and audio abstraction. And I won't get into the details. If you want to check it out, you can come to the booth. But we built it into our own physical product to demonstrate the capabilities. And funny enough, we built it into a cutting board because it was the cheapest thing we could build it into, and almost everyone has a cutting board. But this really just demonstrates the capabilities of what this hands-free model can do. We integrate this as an SDK at both the app level to power in-app chatbots for fitness and nutrition applications, as well as middleware to embedded physical products associated with fitness or nutrition to power the same natural language technology so that every product can have some type of natural language AI built into it. Right now, we've raised about half of our round, and this is going to be used to scale up the team from 4 to 12 people. we'll hit about 100K in MRR just through the SDK and in-app subscriptions alone. And this will be used to really just pour gas on providing this natural language AI into every single product to be more purposeful for the product and its use function itself. And so yeah, if you want to come see a demo of what Versa can do, come check us out at our booth in the Food Tech Pavilion, or you can check out our exhibit in the LG Electronics exhibit. We've partnered with them as one of their AI partners in the Eureka exhibit. So come check it out.
All right, let's hear it. VersaWare. Way to power through, too. Food poisoning.
I know, I was trying not to.
So much
puke.
irony there. All right, who's got the first question?
Technical question. You mentioned that it can create recipes for you based on what's on the fridge. Do you have to input that data, or is it sensing it from the fridge directly?
So you just say like, hey Versa, I want to generate a recipe, and it'll be like, what ingredients do you have? And you just say, I have chicken, rice, lettuce, and it'll generate a recipe in that data structure, and then you can go further and have it walk you through building it.
I think I missed who you're selling to, because those price points were definitely not consumer price points. So could you just explain who are you trying to sell to at this point?
Yeah, so those are our business customers, and we've already licensed Versa as an SDK that fitness and nutrition apps can build into their products to power their in-app chatbots or natural language AIs using our framework.
Do you have a direct-to-consumer model yet, or not yet?
Yeah, so
or you don't plan that?
We really want to go direct to consumer because there's a lot of demand for just consumers to have access to this digital cooking assistant in the kitchen that can do all these things. But as many people in the investment community know here, manufacturing and getting into that area is really capital intensive. So if we can partner with like an LG, somebody that already has an existing appliance manufacturing ecosystem, and just focus on the AI and the software, that's really the best play for us.
Any other questions?
Do you want to talk about the 4 people that you have, since we're supposed to evaluate team?
Oh, yeah. Sorry about that. Yeah, so we have the former head of innovations at Whirlpool on our board and working as an advisor on our team. Our team's pretty humble and small right now. We're like 4 people, but this round is meant to expand that so we can really support the demand. But our background's ranged in engineering. I'm a mechatronics engineer with a focus on audio processing and from Cal Poly. So.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Great job. Let's hear it
Thank
for
you.
VersaWare. All right. Go ahead. Yeah, give it to Simon. All right. All right. While we're judging, boy, food poisoning is the worst. So great job there getting through that. And yeah, so let's get those cards in. Let's get that Slido going. And let's talk about precision nutrition, right? Precision nutrition is going to be mainstream. It already is. We've already talking about it on stage right now. So in 5 years, can you imagine where we're going to be? It's going to look at your genetics. It's going to look at your lifestyle. It's going to look at your microbiome, which you know what that means. So basically, they're going to look at all that stuff, dissect it, and figure out how to basically give you an optimized performance for your lifestyle. So pretty amazing stuff. And we're only talking about 5 years down the road here. So this is where we're at now. Just imagine what it's going to be like. You'll be able to boost your wellness, slow your aging, and optimize your health just by giving some metrics or some data to different AI tools that will allow you to improve those areas. So, pretty interesting stuff, exciting stuff. We are at time here. Did we get? Okay, great. So, okay. Last but not least, we've got Voinosis. That's a tongue twister. From Seoul, South Korea, we've got Grace Jun-un, who's here. Shin, right? Okay, Shin. So Grace Jun-un Shin is here to present for her company. Let's hear it for her. Go ahead.
Thank you.
All the way from Korea. Go ahead. Yeah. Hold it up high. There you go.
Okay. With your voice, we make diagnosis. We are Voinosis presenting you digital prevention solution for dementia. I'm an ENT doctor. a professor and an MBA holder, and I've been prescribing hearing aids to elderlies ranging from hearing loss, mild cognitive impairment, and dementia for the past 24 years of my medical career. And my ear was able to tell the difference in their voices and the way they spoke. And these are my co-founders, AI professors, LG General Project Manager, and 15 years old startup accelerator. Now, let me just tell you a little bit about myself. This is me in Korean traditional dress in my ugly duckling years with my dad sitting next to me, who was diagnosed with dementia too late because of the inaccuracy of a mini mental status exam, which is best widely done for pre-screening for dementia. So when my father passed away, I had to make something better, and I did. This is my first product, Voice Check. It's a point-based application service. Just provide us 30 seconds of your voice every day. We'll provide you with a graph and a monthly calendar about the status of your brain health. And second, our brain gut doctor for the tertiary hospital use, and obviously to replace the analog MMSE. And HAHA, a digital therapeutic training program to enhance the listening comprehension, communication skills, and cognitive ability to reduce the risk of dementia. So when you're healthy, use our voice check to find out where your index lies and train with HAHA to bring the index up. When the index number comes into the danger zone, then use our brain gut doctor for more accurate pre-screening. And after that, go back to voice check for your treatment progress and after, progress reports and in the comfort of your home. We already have done successfully a clinical trial in Korea and well underway of getting Korean FDA approval by third quarter of this year. Our core technology lies in voice DNA sequencing method. Here you have 69-year-old female voices from norm to dementia reading the same text for 47 seconds, and you can clearly see the difference in the blue bar. And the excellence of our engine was proven through Madras Challenge of IEEE conference, where with our English-trained engine, we were able to detect Greek-speaking dementia patients with accuracy of 87%. We became the global number champion, beating MIT, Tsinghua University, Samsung, and you name them. So our solution can be used anytime, any place, anywhere you want without any language barrier. Our market is prediction market, and our Korean market is an annual 36 million reimbursement by the government. We have done POC everywhere. Sorry. And so I dream of a dementia-free world. So please join Voinosis in giving you the power to enhance your personal health in the palm of your hand.
All right,
Thank you.
let's hear it for Voinosis. Great job. All right, go ahead, step over here. We're going to get some questions, rapid fire style.
We are going to hope that works. We're going to give you another couple of seconds because you started 30 seconds late. So if you feel like you missed anything, it's okay because we feel that was unfair.
Thank you.
Keep going.
So market size is we are targeting early prediction and prevention. And in Korea, the government annually spends $36 million just to reimburse MMSE. And that's the market that we are going to get. We're doing POC in US, Japan, and Korea. And we currently have finished successfully a POC with Hyundai Automobile, where we put our solution in their infotainment system inside the car. And these are the sales plans we have. And these are the business partners that we have helped us to get here. Thank you.
Can I ask a actual question now? So can you go back to, you don't have to show the screen, but just the difference of your determination of hard of hearing versus cognitive impairment? I noticed you detected that in your study, but could you tell us a little bit more how you tell the difference between the two?
Okay. So the question is how to distinguish the hearing loss and the cognitive impairments. Because of the data that we collect, we give the patients, when we collected the data originally, 11 tasks were done. So each task has a specific aim to find an engine for. So we have 9 different tasks with different engines. So our engines have been customized to be trained for finding the hearing loss, mild cognitive impairment, and stress in that sense. And we had to find many different ways of doing that, to get it right. It took us 2 years just to collect the data.
Are you planning on incorporating any other digital biomarkers, or is it strictly going to be voice-based?
For the tertiary hospital use, actually we use multi-dimensional things. So we use eye gaze for the enhancing the accuracy. So for the brain guard doctor, the accuracy sensitivity is 91% and the specificity 89%. So we're trying to reach higher and higher. We're using multi-dimensional, biosensors as well.
All right. That's really interesting. Thank you so much. That was fantastic.
Thank you.
Great job. Great questions. We ended up giving her great clapping. Great audience. Great job. We ended up giving her 30 more seconds. Just wanted to be clear. So we gave it. They started a little weird timing off there. So all right. So while we're tabulating here, you're going to be basically judging. Our judges are actually going to take us. Let's hear it one more time for our judges. Thank you so much for doing what you did today. Really appreciate all your great questions and your tabulations. And you can take a seat in the back here, and you got to figure out our winners. So thank you so much. Really appreciate it. One more time as they walk off. All right, there they go. All right, now we're going to switch the stage up a little bit, do a little switcheroo. We've got a microphone in there. I just want to make sure that doesn't get lost. And we're going to do kind of like that, and that'll be good. We'll kind of mix it up a little bit. There we go. And we're going to have a little discussion, a little chance to talk to some of our past alumni, which is very exciting because this program has some really great companies that have come through. And before we do that, though, one more time for our startups that pitched. They were really great, weren't they? Really, really great. All doing some really fascinating things that are going to help improve the way that we live. So I'm very excited about that. And obviously, they're all trying to find investors too. So if you're investors in the audience, you can approach them afterwards or do that. That'd be great too, as they're all looking and try to find their booths. All right, so hopefully you got your judging in there with the Slido. While they deliberate, we're going to have a special set here. We've got two of our CTA Foundation pitch competition alumni coming back to kind of share some updates, which is kind of interesting because this has been going on for 7 years. A lot can happen in that amount of time. We've had a lot of great companies, so it's fun to see kind of where they are now and share some of their updates. So we're going to do that for a few minutes while we tabulate our winner as well. And then we'll come back and we'll announce the winner. And we've got a couple different awards, and so it's going to be really great. So I really appreciate you hanging in there. We're actually doing a great job, and you're doing a great job listening and being so attentive. So, all right. So we're going to have this. There's going to be an interview up here. We're going to welcome to the stage Nikki Omer. She's the creative director for the BBC Studio, and she's going to come. I'm going to welcome her to the stage, and she's going to take it from here on our interview. Welcome. Let's hear it for Nikki. Thank you, Nikki. All right. Do you have a mic? Oh, she needs a mic. Does she have a mic? We need some mics. Here. All right. So yep, one more. There you go. Yep. I'm not allowed to give mine away. Do you have one more or no?
Is that on? Yes. Can you hear me? Brilliant. Sorry, we have another one. Hi, everyone. Really impressive pictures there, I'm sure you'll agree. Congratulations to everyone that presented today on stage. So I'm Nikki. I am the creative director for Program Partnerships, which is part of BBC Storyworks, part of BBC Studios in the UK, which makes things that you might have heard of before, such as Dancing with the Stars, Planet Earth, pretty much everything that David Attenborough has made. Baby Reindeer, you might have heard of that one, just won a couple of Golden Globes this week. But we are the commercial creative content agency of BBC Studios, and really we exist to work with organisations and help them tell the very best stories about themselves, and then we get those stories to global BBC audiences. And we've been working with the Consumer Technology Association for a few years now to bring to life really amazing stories of technology and people. And of course, I have a few guests with me today. So with me, I have Katie Forth from Zibrio, a company addressing the crucial issue of stability and the prevention of falls, and Sarah Hill from Helium. Hopefully I've got this description right. It combines a product that combines the body's own electricity with technology to heal the mind. Sarah, let's start with you. Can you tell us a bit more about how you're using your tech to address mental health issues?
Sure. Hello, everyone. Seems like many years since we were back here pitching as alumni, so a great event here. Helium is a mental fitness tool. It uses AI and our proprietary technology to turn bio data from smartwatches, EEG headbands, anything that captures data into content. So with traditional meditation, how do you know whether or not you're doing it right? Because you can't actually see your feelings. And so helium allows you to see the healing powers that you have inside yourself, something that's historically been unseen inside the body. So heart rate data, EEG data, we can turn that into a jaguar that can go around you. We can turn it into a butterfly, something that you can actually see and learn to control. And it's used around the world.
Amazing. And I should say that you are a previous pitch competition winner, 2019. Tell me what has happened since. I know that you had a mission to stop the isolation of war veterans. How has that been going?
Gangbusters. So, 2019, right before the pandemic hit, before, the world essentially ended, and we were giving virtual tours to a group of terminally ill and aging World War II veterans who weren't able to physically travel to see their memorials. That program, which is our company's social purpose, has blossomed. It's called Honor Everywhere, and it provides free virtual tours to vets to see the World War II, Vietnam, Korea Women's Memorial. Even though they aren't able to physically travel, inside virtual reality goggles, they are able to feel like they're there. So Helium provides those mental fitness tools and also those virtual vacations for those veterans who aren't able to see them to physically travel in person.
So helping people get in touch with their feelings, essentially, and then being able to get in touch with themselves, being able to heal.
Yeah, absolutely. And those experiences are now worldwide, not just in the United States, but all over in VA, your local VA hospital. You can get Helium. You can get Honor Everywhere. It's used with elite athletes. It's used in areas of acute situational confined stress, victims of gender-based violence in Iraq, all over the world, as a drugless, non-harmful coping mechanism in this mental health emergency, this stress Olympics that we're all going through right now, but not all of us have trained for it.
True. So, Katie, 2020 winner. Congratulations. Now, you deal with an issue that we're all probably going to need to consider at some point, and that is the issue of stability and how that affects, I guess, people particularly in older age and the prevention of falls. Tell us a bit more about that.
Hello, how's that? Okay, so raise your hand if you know someone who has fallen down and perhaps fractured something. Okay, so quite a lot of hands will pop up, and that's because it's the #1 reason for trauma death and trauma injury of any age, except for now those teenagers and guns, but that's a different issue. So that means that not only is this a big problem for people who are, in quotes, old, but it's a problem for lots of people. If you're over 65, the probability goes up. It's 28% of people do fall down. So the critical thing here to know is that once you have a fall, it then starts a cascade, a downward spiral, and all of this is not a normal part of aging, and it's preventable. And so that's what we're trying to do here. So
how do you do that?
How do you do that? So I'm a former NASA scientist, and the astronauts actually did fall down on the moon. We have the videos. And so we view it differently. We view this as falling down is a gravity problem, because gravity is always trying to just pull you down. And so we view it slightly differently than healthcare, and we created AI technology to go into the moon boot and Martian boot to identify how well is the body managing gravity. How well are you balancing yourself, whether that's on the Mars, moon, surface, or here on Earth. And then we use that algorithm now in a scale. So we thought, let's help people here on Earth, because there's a lot more of those than there are astronauts. And this scale can predict if you're going to fall down in the next 12 months. So you just stand on it with your eyes open for 60 seconds, and then you get a score, and that score is really predictive. So that's the starting point. So if you think about balance and falling, there's no real measurement out there. The doctor, if you ask them anything about your balance, they'll say, well, did you fall in the last 12 months? That's the standard.
Thank you. Tell me, how have things been going for the company since you won this competition 5 years ago?
Yeah, well, 2020, interesting time to win this competition. Joe Montana was here, so that was pretty fab. We ride that high. We've got the video clip of him talking about us, and then the pandemic hit, and then, oh my goodness. And to be a part of healthcare as and trying to get into providers when you don't even have your device yet, I mean, that was pretty challenging. So we have pivoted and adapted, but I think most importantly, we listened and we utilized the ecosystem that we were suddenly thrust into. So by winning this competition with the CTA and with AARP, we were encompassed by an ecosystem that we were able to really start to figure this new world, this new telemedicine world, this new healthcare world, and so here we are. We're in multiple markets in primary care. We're in people's homes. We're in assisted living, senior living, and we've just launched a toolkit for people's homes as well. So we're on our way.
Sarah, just quickly, what have been the benefits of winning this pitch competition for you?
So certainly it's one thing with people who have influence, but another thing with people who are willing to share their influence. And that's one of the things that we found with CTA Foundation. They have a large megaphone, right? They reach a lot of people and a lot of influential people, you all out there in the audience. And so that was a huge boon for us, not only as it relates to sales, but reaching these individuals in acute areas of acute situational confined stress. Our company is located in Columbia, Missouri, the heart of the Silicon Prairie. Not exactly a bastion of digital health and AI technology. So we, rely on friends like CTA Foundation, on events like CES, for us to be able to discover new partners and advance the narrative that you have healing powers inside yourself.
Thank you so much. So we're out of time, but I just wanted to say that we will be making a film for the winner of this competition. We made one for last year's winner, Augmental, and I believe we have a very short clip to play of that now. We might not have it lined up. Okay, I suggest you go on to the CTA website. Oh, here it is. Is it going to play? Okay, well, you see the visuals there, but we have no sound. The full version is actually on the CTA website, so do check it out. And as I said, the lucky winner will also get a film made today.
For your tongue. The user uses her tongue on the trackpad, on the palette, to move it around and control the cursor.
Now I can do things on the computer whenever I want. It really has become a game changer. It's given me a spark.
Thanks, everyone. Thank you.
Great video. Thank you. All right. Great job. Great to see you again. Thanks for being here. Great job. Thank you. Great video, huh? I mean, you can go watch it again on the CTA Foundation website, but Augmental is really interesting. They literally created a joystick that you can put in your mouth, a retainer that more or less a mouse for your tongue, and it allows you to control things. It's pretty interesting. I got a chance to talk to them as well on the Startup of the Year podcast. So there's a podcast episode out there on Startup of the Year podcast you can listen to as well. It's also a video, so if you wanted to watch an interview with him, the founder, you can check that out on YouTube. I'm sure it'll be... you got to just look for Startup of the Year, Augmental. I'm sure you can find it. So I want to thank the sponsors one more time before we welcome Steve back out here. So again, thank you again to Next50, and Canon for obviously making this possible. And it's been a great group of companies, but I don't want to hold it up too much more. So Steve, you will come back on out here, and we're going to get this rolling.
All right, thanks, Frank. And we've got the top secret tallies, but I'm going to invite a few people to join me up here. First, I'd like to invite our judges to rejoin the stage. And actually, I'm going to just pull these back. Oh, you take them off? All right, perfect. And then I'd like to invite our sponsors, so Peter Caldas and Mr. Masato Mori. All right. We've got quite the lineup here. All right, now here's the moment that you've all been waiting for. So we are going to start with the audience choice. This was a close one. You had some really interesting companies to choose from. The winner this year is Voinosis. And here, we'll just have her come in.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Congratulations.
All right.
All right. We're getting down to it. The runner-up award this year went to SignSpeak. Is SignSpeak still here? Okay, here she comes. Congratulations. All right. We had to ham it up a little bit this year and create the giant check for the grand prize winner this year. Once again, congratulations to all the companies that competed. But our grand prize winner is Make Sense.
All right. Good. All right, so we're going to probably take a few more photos and things of that nature. How do you want to wrap it up here, Steve?
So I'm going to wrap it up by just, once again, I want to thank our judges for doing an incredible amount of work here. Great questions, great evaluation. Really appreciate you taking the time and being a part of this. I want to thank the team from Established for putting this all together, including Frank as serving as our MC today.
Thank you.
I want to thank our sponsors, of course. So once again, thank you to Next50 and to Canon. Your support really made this entire thing possible, so thank you. And really, I want to thank all of the companies that competed. I thought we had 9 really incredible companies that I was proud to have on this stage, and I can't wait to see what all of you do moving forward. So please stay in touch. Share your great wins, because I know many of you, or you all, will have them moving forward. And last but not least, I want to thank all of you who were here, who supported these companies as they pitched. It's not easy being here on stage, so thank you for participating, thank you for voting, and have a great rest of your CES.